Ducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
back. He's got the bug back, got the bug back.
I've got some good news I've got to tell you about a friend of mine who had to go away. He's got a company farm door and a house that's paid for. He's got a guaranteed exotic holiday, but he's written to say he's always dreaming of the way it could be. He's longing to play, and now he's ready to admit he's well and truly be.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
He's got the bug back. He's coming right back, back to the kind of life we used to live before. We'll be jamming all night till the groove is uptight. Yeah, he's coming back. He's gonna stay this time for sure, and he's taking his time. But in the end, you can't betray your destiny. Security's fine, oh yeah. But now he's itching to be free, doing what comes naturally. Yeah. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
And he's written to say now he's ready to admit he's well and truly be.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
He's got the bug back, yeah. He's coming back.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
He's got the bug back, the bug back.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
I'm gonna tell you now.
Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
All right. Bear with me a second. Just having some technical issues that I'm fixing now, so hang on tight. Hang on. Let me see. I'm going to do this. So I'm setting up. All right. All right. So, Edmund, come sit over here.
Well, this hot on because this is me Billy now. Where am I sitting?
Right next to Michael over here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us this morning. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. Get out of here. What are you doing? Don't touch my stuff, you prick bastard.
Hit me with your ring.
Did I?
See,
Sorry.
wedding bands hurt.
Well, in a lot of ways. I'm very excited this morning. I got a lot of great people joining us here this morning, and Mike is here too. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Yeah, funny bloke.
Michael is here, of course. Hello, Michael.
Yeah.
Don Sill will be joining us in a little
Really?
while. First time you're meeting in person, correct?
No,
Yes.
well, in person.
In person, right. Don Sill, he'll be joining us in a little while. But sitting next to us right now, in the flesh, all the way from England, Edmund Woods is here, ladies and gentlemen. Edmund Woods. We're very excited to have Edmund here with us today. And I'm sure a lot of you are saying, who the hell is Edmund Woods?
Yeah.
Well, Edmund Woods, like I said, came all the way from England. He is a friend of mine. And you know what? I have Give me a second. I'll find it here somewhere. I have a picture from. We just met last fall. We were, I guess you'd say, friends on social media for a long time.
That's good.
See how quiet he gets now that he's on the air?
I know.
This man was nonstop just a few minutes ago, and now he's getting all shy on us. So here we are. This is a picture of us from last October. So Edmund, on the screen there, that's all right. So the show is there, but it's a little bit delayed. So everybody is seeing a picture of us right now, but that's delayed. So you'll see it in a second.
Fascinating. I
But
don't think I've seen that picture.
yeah, right. So yeah, this was the first time we met. Edmund is a big Billy Joel fan. There's the picture. There it is. He's a big Billy Joel fan. He's a big Elio Pace fan. So when these guys know on the show that I went last October, I went on a 24-hour trip to England. I went there for literally 24 hours, and then I came home. And I saw Elio in concert, and that's when I met Edmund. And it was really funny because now that Edmund's here, he went to an event last night. We'll get to that in a minute. But he went to an event, and he said there were so many people coming up to him saying, "Oh, my goodness, it's Edmund. So nice to meet you. So good to see you." And that's how I felt in England last October. I go to see the show at Elio's, the show of Elio's. There were so many people coming up to me because I've had Elio on the show a million times. He includes me in a lot of stuff. So I had so many people coming up to me. "Oh, you're Tony from America. I can't believe you're here, mate. This is amazing." And I was like, "Holy shit, I feel famous." Nobody was worse than this guy right here. First of all, I think I can't think of the word you used before. He was grubbing it. He was grubbing.
I can't remember myself now.
Yeah.
But
It'll come back to me.
You had several. And
I'd have a few goggles, right?
A few goggles.
Goggles, right?
Goggles. Oh,
He-
that's funny.
it was literally jumping up and down when he saw me.
Wow.
And I was like, and I knew who he was because I've seen him on Facebook and we've talked on Facebook a little bit. But I really did. I thought to myself, what is wrong with this guy? And then I realized he was drunk. But I'm like,
That was just
But he
normal.
just has a natural great energy.
such great energy.
Happy, I was happy.
Happy.
Very happy energy, but it was weird for me because I felt it was so many people were coming up to me. I'm like, do these people think I'm a celebrity? Like, do they think I'm famous in New York? Man, they're going to be disappointed. It was kind of odd, but at the same time, it was fun. I felt welcoming because I went on this trip by myself, so I did feel like I was just with family and friends, and
Nice.
largely in part to Edmund. So Edmund is coming. He came in because Billy Joel's last show at Madison Square
Yes.
Garden is tomorrow night.
Right.
Edmund decided he wanted to come in and see it. So I saw on Facebook, he not only is he in to see the show, but he's staying in Hicksville. So not only is he staying in Hicksville, but he posted a picture of the house where he's staying, and I'm looking, I'm like, I freaking know that house. That house, you've been to my mother's?
Yes.
See, I don't know if you remember, it's been a long time, but
Been a long
there's
time.
an empty parking lot right across the street from my house.
Yeah.
Behind that parking lot, so it would be the next street over, but you can see the back of the house. That's where he is. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I write to him. I go, and I named the street. I said, Edmund, are you on such and such street?
Right.
And he said, yes. I was like, I know that house. So that's when I was like, all right, well, I'm coming to get you. You got to come
you
do
gotta
this show.
come,
You
yeah.
got to come in and hang out and have some laughs with us. So so there you go. So there's the whole backstory of why Edmund is here. Let me read some comments. John Rusiello says, good morning, Mr. Walker and Mr. Kaplan and guests from across the pond.
Thank you.
And now we got Mike Stutz is watching. He says,
good
good
old
morning, Tony. He says, yay, Edmund. Imagine that happening when you go to a show at MSG. Yeah, right. Well, it might happen when you see this guy. So last night, all right, so let's start from the beginning. Where does, see, it's fascinating to me. In England, you guys have the Beatles, okay? And in my opinion, and I think arguably most people's opinions, I mean, the Beatles changed the whole landscape. They changed music. They changed a lot of social ways of life. Those guys are on such a higher level than anybody else. And now you take somebody like Billy Joel, who, for me personally, especially growing up in Hicksville, the guy is just we feel like we own him. Like he's just one of us. He's
That's a
our
good way
town.
to
He's
put it.
this,
Yeah.
and I think that's the case for Long Islanders. It's kind of like New York City. I think Long Islanders take advantage of New York City because it's only a half hour away. We can go there anytime we want. I think we forget that this is the greatest city in the world.
Yes.
I think it's the same with Billy Joel. We kind of take advantage of the fact that he's around, and sometimes, you know, you'll see on Facebook somebody will post, "Oh, I just saw Billy Joel at this place," or somebody will post a picture, and I've bumped into him, you've bumped into him, but so I think we take advantage of the fact that Billy Joel is somebody really special, that a guy like you would actually come from England, just to see his concert. So is this how did it start for you?
Well, when I was younger, I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and I was an obsessive football fan.
Mm-hmm.
Not really realizing that I had 3 older sisters, excuse me, who didn't play rock music or anything like that. So I didn't, and we couldn't afford a record player.
Oh, wow.
So I was an obsessive football fan, and all I ever heard was music on the radio or my friends, etc. So my friends were going to concerts, I wasn't. But I'd hear songs, and I heard Billy Joel singing My Life sort of thing, Just the Way You Are, things like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's just some bloke singing a song, you know.
Right.
As I got a little bit older, I thought, I don't know, is it still rock and roll to me?
Yeah.
Who is this guy? I started looking into it, and I thought, oh, he's been going for donkey's years. But when I was at school, for some strange reason, in geography, I had New York had a special place in this place called Long Island. Then I found out Billy Joel was from Long Island, and I started delving back into his albums, like The Stranger, 52nd Street, and all that.
Right, yeah.
And then found out there was more beyond. So I started buying cassette tapes and listening. Oh, he's all right, this bloke, you know. And I know more about music than I thought I knew, given the Beatles and all the, you know, the 60s generation, the British rock bands coming up, the British Invasion, etc. And I started listening to this Billy bloke, and then I bought the early stuff.
Right.
And I thought, oh, I like this bloke. Done a little bit of research on Long Island. Never thought out of it. Stopped going to the football, and I moved away from home, and I thought, oh, I'd finished my apprenticeship, and we didn't have much money then, and I had to go away looking for work. When I worked away, I had more money, and I started buying these Billy Joel things, and then playing them, and everywhere I went, I had Billy Joel. And so then I thought, no, I've got to go and see this guy. And eventually I got to see him, and like I said earlier, Crystal, I seen Crystal, whoa, I was blown away. And I didn't realise it was starting to become an obsession. Lived my life for years and years and years, Billy Joel this, Billy Joel that, and all that. Never really got that involved until that one night. What changed my life was when I came over here to Billy's 100th show, and I realised there was real people like myself who love Billy Joel. And I've said many, many times, my life took off in my eyes on that night. And I've found all these Billy Joel fans who are now friends from around the world, and it's enhanced my life. And I've met other guys, for example, Elio Pace, who does Billy Joel in the UK and Europe.
Yep.
And I have a broad friendship with all his fans, and my Billy Joel fans from around the world, and it's safe to say I'm now obsessed.
So that's so what you're saying is, from going to see Billy Joel, you've developed friendships.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and that's
Absolutely.
that's the part that changed your life.
Well, it's enhanced me. Like, oh yes, yeah. I've met people from different countries, different cultures.
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed on this. People say Eric, for example, Eric Fallon, 160 shows. I promised him once.
Wow.
His 100th show was coming up at Nassau Coliseum on New Year's Eve.
Right.
And I believe his 100th show was February of the following year. And I promised Eric, I said, I'm going to come to your 100th show. I was so impressed. And I did.
Oh, yeah?
It was just a freezing cold night in February. I turned up for Eric's 100th show. So I'm not obsessed with the number of times I've seen Billy, and I don't divulge. And I know one or two people who tell a few porky pies,
Tell a few porky pies.
Porky
I
pies.
love that.
Tell a few porky pies.
So they tell a few porkies, exaggerating on the number of times. However, back to your question, I've travelled far afield, and I now have friends in Australia and New Zealand,
Right.
South
Yeah.
America, Mexico, America, Canada,
Right.
Ireland, Europe, all over. All because of Billy Joel and Elio Pace, people like that. And so, that's really enhanced my life.
I won't ask you because you said you won't divulge how many times you've seen him.
Oh no, I would never do that. I'm too.
Where was the first time you see him?
The first time I seen him wasn't until 1990 at Wembley Arena.
Oh, Wembley
in London.
Arena. Very nice.
And I was blown away.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I wanted it to be because I was with my first wife and her father dropped us off and picked us up after the show where I wanted to be on the beer and just let loose, you know.
Wanted to be on the
beer. I didn't go as crazy as I do now, but I still had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And then the next time I went, she was gone. She was history.
He murdered her.
He murdered
her. Not for the first time.
How do you say that in his language? How do you say that?
Say what? Murder?
Yeah. Is there a certain...
Well, there's lots of slang things, but if you're going to murder somebody, you just murder. I could use a few expletives to describe it then. But I won't be rude because that's my son's mother.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Good.
And she sadly
Good boy.
passed away now, so...
Oh, sorry.
But there you go. But I mean, had her father not taken us to the gig, we liked the drink. We would have been on the drink.
On the hoy. On the hoy.
But we didn't have much we didn't consume much that night, which was, looking back, was as far as 1990, it was a bit of a disappointment. Because I don't mind a jar or two of the old ale, you know. But
he's been hanging out at Mulcahy's and the Wantor Inn while he's here. So
the Wantor Inn.
The Wantor Inn. That's what I said. The Wantor Inn.
As a Long Islander.
Wantau.
Yeah,
he
what was
says it properly. Wantau.
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 My favourite bar in New York, the Wantau.
The Wantor.
Is it?
It is.
It is a great place. It really is a great place. Great food. Let's see. Did Edmund Flight arrive at 3:05? Oh, goodness. Two Billy Joels interviewing Edmund. Yeah, we've both been told we look like the man.
Almost every day I get it.
Do you really get it that often? Really?
Almost every day, especially if I wear a baseball hat.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can they sing?
I think I sing better than Billy Joel.
Well, go on, give a blast.
No, I'm a little cold. I can't sing.
Oh, stop it. I have a little cold.
Bless your cotton socks.
Cotton socks. Bless your cotton socks.
That's fantastic.
Cotton, not carton. It's spelled with an O or an A. Bless your cotton socks. That's a tribute to my friend from Manhattan, Vanessa Brown. She calls me Old Sock.
Old Sock.
I once said to her, bless your cotton socks. And she loves it. She's
oh, that's great.
She's a very, very, very funny lady and a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love talking to people from England about all the different sayings and the slang. Like Mike referred to himself as a sap before we went on the air, and Edmund had no clue.
Which was funny.
Yeah. And now we're hearing... so what is... Old sock, is that slang for something? Like just calling somebody old? Or
no,
like, what does that mean?
Well, it's
cotton sock, but you also said old sock.
Old sock. It's a term of endearment. So,
okay.
So Vanessa, when I said bless your cotton socks, it means, like a mother or grandmother would say, oh, bless you. You know, like,
right. No, that I got, but then you said old sock.
Yeah, so Vanessa started calling me, how are you doing, old sock?
Oh, okay.
Which is a form of endearment.
Because
I hope it was. Anyway.
I'm also a big Clapton fan, and he has an album called Old Sock, and
Clapton?
Clapton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't know what that meant. So,
I don't
then
know
when
what
you said it just now,
I don't know what his version means, but I would take it as a term of endearment.
Wow. What I find interesting from dealing with Elio, and I don't know if it's just him or if it's like this in England, like I just mentioned Clapton, like the Beatles are huge here, Clapton is huge here, and then when talking to Elio, like Elvis is big there, and not so much Beatles. I mean, of course they're the Beatles, but like Elio, Elvis is big there, Glenn Campbell is big there, like. Elio loves all these American bands, and we're all into the British bands. Would you agree with that, or do you think that's just an Elio thing?
Yeah, no. British people are musically, honestly, I'm wearing the T-shirt here. This is my local pub near Newcastle upon Tyne called the Old Fox. Now, this is a proper old, it's like a rockers or motorbikers drink there and all that. It's an intimate little place with a coal fire, and it's got proper nice real ales and all that, and all the local bands love to play there, and they won't go above a certain fee. to pay the bands.
Okay.
But the bands all want to play there because the audience are respectful and responsive, and they're very knowledgeable, and they love all music. They love like Americana and all sorts, blues, everything, the genre, all genres, and they, like I say, the British people love their music. They love American, British, wherever it's from. But I mean, the Eagles, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I love Steely Dan.
Oh.
I never thought I loved Steely Dan. I'm going to see a tribute band shortly at
Wow, that
the
was
place
great.
called The Sage, where Elio's played many times.
Oh, okay.
And this band are superb. They're called Nearly Dan.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fun.
It's
Nearly
like
Dan.
listening to an album live.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
One of their original lead guitar players from Hicksville.
Yeah, really?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Denny Diaz.
Yeah. But the British people have got a way. Some of my friends know so much about music, all genres from the 60s, 70s, not so much now.
Yeah, right.
But going back.
Yeah.
And but Vanessa, I beg your pardon, Regina, the lady, my dear friend, I was out with last night. She's Beatle obsessed, from when they first played at Shea.
Oh,
in
sure.
64, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's madly in love still with the Beatles, and like a lot of Americans are, you know.
Oh, yeah. That's the truth.
I have a question, if you don't mind. You know, I was watching it.
Just ask the question.
There's always a disclaimer, as you say.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but go
So I
ahead.
was watching an interview with Bruce Springsteen the other night. It's one of my daily habits. And he said 2/3 of his popularity comes from European fans.
Really?
And he says they get more juice and more energy from Europe shows.
They get more Jews and what?
Juice.
I know, I was kidding.
Okay.
Jews.
Yeah, more Jews. You're making fun of the Jews. That's
I didn't
twice
make fun
now.
of anybody.
Now it's twice you're making fun of
I don't
the
know what you're
Jews.
talking about.
So I'm wondering why. I have my theories why Europeans are more energetic at live shows than Americans. But can you tell me why? Maybe what your observation is?
Well, I think as you get older, I don't like going to some of these older concerts because people are getting too old and they can't jump around and get excited.
Yeah.
I still do. I go to the pub
Yeah.
every week. I'm jumping the
I'll
pub.
vouch for you. I've
I'm-
seen it.
Wow,
Oh, yeah,
really?
he jumps all over the
I
place.
mean,
That's
Absolutely.
correct.
Yep.
Sometimes you annoy people to that extent. And in the case of Sandy Lepel,
Yeah.
she gets moved to the front for bad behaviour, for standing blocking
Yep.
people's shoes. But I mean, it's a balancing act. But yeah, the Europeans, I think they love just going to music festivals, having a good time.
Absolutely.
Maybe sometimes alcohol plays a little part.
Maybe a little
But
bit.
it's
Maybe.
all about living for today and enjoy yourselves.
Yes.
And I've told my friends in local bands, listen, I get the same enjoyment watching yous as I do watching Billy Joel. Okay?
Right.
Because you're giving back to the audience and you're playing stuff I love, but covers, whatever it is. So I'm not a musician, but I love musicians, and I talk to them and I listen to them and I watch them. I watch them pack their gear away, set it up, you know, do the hard yards, as you say.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do get the satisfaction I get going to Billy. With going to see Billy, I've got this huge entourage of friends, and you know, so that makes it more exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
And a bit more expensive as well. But
Yeah.
I just love live music. I love it.
Yep.
So getting back to this bar, right?
Yeah.
This bar, honestly, you're standing like cheek by jowl, you know, and the fire's on. It's too hot, so you're sweating in the middle of winter. You have to do sign language to get served, you know, because it's so cramped. So what they've done, they've got 2 adjoining rooms now. So you put TV there, so people can sit out of the way and watch the band without having to squash in. And it's in sort of a bay window in the front, and that's where the band set all their gear up. And then you get the girls get up for a dance.
Nice.
There's no room to dance. And occasionally my mate gets up and he's bouncing off everybody. He hasn't fell over yet, but he's working
Did
on
you
it.
use the term standing so close it's cheek to jaw?
Cheek by jowl, it's an English saying.
Cheek by
Cheek by
jowl.
jowl. Yeah, I've
So-
never heard that either.
Wow, that's
that means
great.
it's like crammed
So
together like
close.
sardines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheek by jowl.
That's it. That's
Wow.
That could be like I could see like a punk band having that name.
It's
Cheek
great,
by
isn't it?
jowl.
Yeah. What do you go? What band you going to see tonight?
Cheek
by Jowl.
Really?
Those guys rock.
Those guys rock, but it's crowded in there.
I seen it well, maybe I won't say this. Someone posted on my site last night of a band called Manny Faggot, or something like that. It was a play on a couple of rude words there.
Yeah, right.
Some magnet. Anyway, something to do with magnets.
Money faggot?
No, something to do with orifices and magnets.
Oh,
female
jeez.
orifices.
Oh,
Sorry about
good
that.
God.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Moving on. Sorry about that.
But that's the same thing. I'm not a musician at all, but that's what I love. I think that's how I ended up at a comedy club too. Because same thing. My love for comedy, my love for music, and the live atmosphere. I just love it. I love that energy, and then I love getting. I've been accused. I think I used the term with you earlier. I've been accused of being a star fucker, and it's not about meeting celebrities. I'll go see any band, local or big band, but I like just the whole experience. I like going to tell somebody, hey, I like what you did. In fact, that's how we met.
Yeah.
So I remember I was with a theater company and you auditioned. I remember coming up to you afterwards saying, I really liked what you did tonight.
Yes,
you were on your way
exactly.
out. And we shook hands real quick and you said goodbye and you left.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed talking to these people and sharing the experience. And then, like you said, the friendships just build from there. And there's really it's nothing like it, man.
On a weekend, at the end of the show, I often go up and just say, thank you very much for a wonderful evening or a wonderful afternoon. And these guys really appreciate it. You know?
Right, exactly.
And then they say, will you get out of the way? I'm packing my gear away, you know?
Yeah, right.
But just show your appreciation for them.
Right.
And honestly, I wish I'd been into music properly when I was young, you know, really young.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go in the pub I'm talking about. They have a banner on the wall of all tickets from the City Hall in Newcastle.
Okay.
And you've got like Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, Roxy Music, all these bands, Wishbone Ash from the 70s. £1.50.
Yes.
Some of them were the outrageous price of £2.50. On the punk era, you know,
right?
And so it's got all these tickets in one frame, and it's just like a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
So my mates from school used to go and camp out and go and get tickets for David Bowie for 50p, 50p, you know, like half a quid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
it's crazy
when you think about it. I paid in. I went. I'm boasting now. I went to New Zealand and Australia to see Billy, and I paid. Along with George Darwin, a great friend of mine who worked with Billy for a year as a photographer. He was at the where was that last night? The water somewhere?
The warehouse.
George was at the warehouse with his delightful little daughter Maya, who was brought from Australia. Anyway, we paid £500 for each to be on the floor in these 2 stadium gigs. So that was £1,000 just for 2 tickets.
It is amazing, these ticket prices.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but you know, when you're dead, you can't go to gigs when you're dead. So you just went.
No.
What's the most you ever spent on it? Is that it? The most you've ever spent for a ticket?
I don't know, because I've bought a few for Madison Square Garden. I've paid over the odds, but yes, I think that probably is Tony. Yeah, £500. But that was the going rate.
Right.
Do you know
right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a scalper.
Right.
No.
Right.
And I've had lots of friends. I've had them for less than face value, which is lovely. Had I not got a ticket off friends for this show, dear friends, I was almost going to name drop there, but I won't. I would have paid over the odds to come to this show without a shadow of doubt.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because it's just a show I want to be at. So you've got to pay the going rate, you know.
Does your wife ever does anybody ever complain to you about how much money is spent?
Yes, me. Because I'm a bit schizophrenic.
Oh.
So I'm Eddie and Edmund. So Edmund doesn't care. But Eddie says, "Oh, I think you're wasting money. You can't take it with you when you die."
Right.
No, you can't.
Right.
And like I said earlier, my motto is, "Do it now."
Right.
Meaning, whatever you're going to do, do it now. I've lost too many friends and family, so that's what I do.
What's the most you spent on a concert? Probably a Bruce show, I would imagine.
I think $800.
$800 for Bruce?
Yeah, for Bruce.
Where was this?
Philly.
And why was it 800? Was it really close up?
Yeah, it was like 3rd row right next to Clarence.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was awesome.
And so after you spend that kind of money on a concert, you walk away Like, you don't even care, but when the show's over,
No.
right? It doesn't
No.
phase you. The most I've ever spent is only $300 on McCartney.
Yeah.
In fact, Billy even showed up for it and played with him. But it was
Wow.
And at the time I spent it, I'm like, ugh. But
Yeah, I know.
afterwards, this was 2009. Afterwards, not a single regret. I loved the show. I was only 30 rows back. I was like, oh, it was amazing.
You cannot have any regrets. I mean, every concert, almost every time I've seen Billy, I've had to stay in a hotel. The majority of times I've seen him, I've had to pay for air flights,
Right.
Yeah.
wherever, hotels, etc., etc. On the day of the concert, you go to the concert, you come away, you've paid this money months in advance for the ticket anyway.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't matter. And
Right.
it's like, when I was young, I wouldn't pay a lot of money for food or a cup of tea. Now, I'll pay anything for nice food. And if it's how I envisage it, it's the experience I'm paying for.
Right.
And I don't care.
Yep.
So when people say, oh, this costs X amount of money, I'm not going to go and see that. You see, listen, in 10 years' time, you'll not remember how much you paid to go and see
Nope.
a particular artist.
Right.
You'll remember the experience. So money can't buy experiences like that.
No, you're absolutely right
So
about
the
that.
money, I know people are short of cash. I'm not rich. I've spent all my pension watching Billy. I don't care. I don't care. My wife's happy. I'm happy. That's the end of it. It's nobody else's business.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't have an ounce of regret. And I never will.
I love that.
Yep.
I
And
feel
then
the same way.
Mike Stutz, though, then he says stadium tickets in 1994 to see Billy Joel and Elton John together. The tickets were only $45 and $85.
Wow.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was right around the same time, 1994, when the Eagles got back together. It was such an uproar because they were charging $100 a ticket. It was such an uproar. Now, today, you're happy to pay $100 a
Happy.
ticket. And if you're paying $100 a ticket now, you're sitting in another state, for crying out loud. It's crazy the amount of money that they charge now. Like you said, just to get a halfway decent seat, you're paying anywhere from between $5 to $1,000 most likely. It's really something. Andrew Fremder, $800 never phased me for a concert ticket until I get my credit card bill.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so let me go back because you said earlier you couldn't afford a record player.
Oh no. We
But you said before we went on the air, might even before Mike got here, you said your father was a football player, like a professional football player.
Yeah, he was, but in them days they didn't get highly paid.
Okay.
My father actually played for my local team, which is my team, but I don't watch them anymore. Newcastle United, a Premier League team in the UK, in England. He played for them for 13 times, but he was also a working man, and he was in the RAF, right?
Okay.
Whilst he was in the RAF, he played for this small town team called Hereford United, who, ironically, in 1972 became the bane of my life and every Newcastle supporter's lives, because they were a minor non-league team.
Okay.
And Newcastle were a first division team, the equivalent of the Premier League now. And they knocked Newcastle out the FA Cup. In them days, the FA Cup in England was this massive thing. It was the bees, And a guy called Ronnie Radford, who's since deceased, scored an outrageous goal and equalised against Newcastle. And another guy called Ricky George subsequently scored the winner. And they knocked Newcastle out the cup. And we always searched for Hereford's results as children because my dad had paid for them.
Okay.
And then for suddenly this team we all loved to knock our team out the cup. And I was like devastated.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk. I was crying and all that. And then we had to go to school on Monday and talk to the enemies, Sunderland, the enemy, their friends, and say, you've got knocked out of Hereford, a non-league team. Anyway, as I've gotten older, I've stopped watching Newcastle. I watch my local team called South Shields. Last season, South Shields played Hereford on merit in the lower leagues, and I went to every away game to South Shields, and I went to Hereford.
Yeah.
I was made most welcome, and I took my dad's medal from Hereford from the 50s, and they made me most welcome and printed an article about my dad and myself in the programme.
That's
And
great.
Also,
Wow.
they done My sister also supported a non-league team locally, and her husband. And when she passed away, they done an article on her death in the program, which was, it was deeply personal and fabulous. And I actually have printed copies of this of my father, and it's my dad was called Patrick, and it says Pat Woods, an all-time Hereford great. So he's high on the list of one of their, in their opinion, one of their best ever players, which was brilliant.
You said he played 13 times. Does that mean 13 seasons?
No,
or
no,
13
just 13
games?
Yeah, 13 times.
13 matches.
But for a local lad from Jarrow, that was a big thing in those days to play for Newcastle United. But he wasn't a top professional footballer. He was exceptionally talented by all accounts.
Of course.
I never seen him play until he was an old man. But that was. I got that rammed down my throat when I was a child. Oh, you'll never be as good as your dad. Your dad played for Newcastle. Great. So
I know that feeling. I went through school. I went to the same schools that my mother did. So, and my brother, who's older and a lot nicer. So I used to get that in school too. Why can't you be more like your brother? And then I actually had some of the same teachers. So they would say, why can't you be more like your mother? I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
So, which I hated.
Why aren't you?
Well, I find
no
you.
idea.
I find you quite nice, Tony. So your brother must be a really nice guy.
He is.
Nah, I'm a bit of a prick. He'll tell you.
He is. I have a question. Ted Lasso, have you watched the show?
I beg your pardon?
Ted Lasso, have you watched the show?
No. What is it and what does he do?
Well, Ted Lasso is the name.
Ted Lasso is the name of the program, and it's based in England, and he manages a football.
Oh no, I haven't
like
even heard of it.
Manchester United.
Pardon my ignorance.
It was kind of it was a hit show here. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, it's one of the.
What would you say 2 or 3 years ago?
It ended last year.
Oh,
last year or the year before, and acclaimed. It's one of the best sitcom / dramas in the past 20 years.
Well, I do apologize.
I
don't know.
On
I don't.
Apple TV. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't watch that. I don't watch a lot of. I don't watch films. I think I've never seen Jaws, E.T., things like that.
Yeah.
I don't watch. I think I've seen Touch of Class in 1973. Glenda Jackson got an Oscar for it.
Wow.
Honestly, seriously, I don't like Jurassic Park, things like that. And my friends in the States go, wow, such and such has died. And I'm going, well, like, who's that? I'm not. Film stars, I'm not
Right.
I'm not fazed by celebrities. There's only one celebrity in the world I like, and that's Billy. Right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm not fazed by them. I'm not impressed by them. They're the same as you and I.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Right.
I'm not into film stars. I'm not into the Oscars, etc. I think they're all so far up their own backsides. A lot of them are lovely people, but I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
That's possibly the reason I don't know what you're talking about.
So what do you do? Like, you're on the rare occasions that you're sitting home.
Oh,
Yes.
Like, so what's a
What
night?
is-
What's a
yeah.
night off for Edmund Woods?
I don't have a night off. I'm always don't quote me on that. My wife will go, I beg your pardon, because my wife spoils me rotten. I must point out that my wife recently had a stroke and she's recovering.
Yes.
I would be dead if I hadn't met Pat. She looks after me for the last 23 years, and I love her dearly. She's a lovely lady.
How's she doing?
She's doing very, very well. She was doing that well. She was, to help with her physical recuperation, she was ironing my clothes before I come away. So things are
You're
looking
a
up.
smart man.
Oh.
She's here to help you with your rehab. Iron my
Yes,
shirts.
iron
That's
my
right.
shirts.
But
It'll
back
help
at-
your muscles.
Make
What do
me
I
dinner
do?
to help you, with your cognitive
Yes,
thinking,
it will.
to make my steaks.
What
great.
do I do in an evening? I watch a lot of sport,
Oh, okay.
golf, football, things like that. I like the news, and I like serious programs. My favourite program is Air Crash Investigations.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I'm
Like
obsessed
the
with it.
documentary style.
Yeah,
not the acting type.
How they find out what caused the crash and
Right,
the whys and
right.
wherefores of it, and I'm intrigued. Like it's fascinated.
But-
and I love real life crime stories.
Right.
Murders
Yeah, I
and
like
things.
those too.
I mean, I don't like murders as such, but
Right.
I love how they investigate
Right.
forensics, things like that.
Yeah.
And
I
National
like the
Geographic.
first 48. You ever see that? I don't know if they have that over there.
First 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen.
I
that.
like
watched that,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually watch some of the American stuff. I've got a dodgy box, fire stick thing.
A dodgy.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. Right?
We refer to some women as a dodgy box. I couldn't resist.
Whatever could you
Very
be
nice.
talking about?
Did you watch when Amy Rhiannon Worth was on The Doctors? Did you watch that?
I don't watch soaps, and I did apologise to Amy. She was also in Coronation Street.
Yes.
And I said, Amy, I'm thrilled to bits for you, but I won't be watching. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I don't. Even my wife doesn't watch that, right?
Oh,
So
they're ridiculous.
I can go in. We recently had the European Football Championships, right? And I can go in and say, do you mind if I put the football on? And my wife will say, oh, yeah, I'll read my book. And I watch the sport. Selfish that is. So I have to apologise to Amy also because my wife doesn't watch Doctors or Coronation
Right.
Street either. So, but we love you, Amy, if you're listening.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I'm sorry. What's your wife's name again?
Pat. Patricia.
Patricia. All the best, Patricia. And hope for a full recovery. And glad you're doing well.
Thank you, Tony. That's okay.
Absolutely. Andrew Fremder says some people bend over backwards for ticket prices. Some people bend over forwards for Elton John tickets.
Oh, God. Oh. I knew that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should do a midnight show. We could get down to the real stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do that here. We
Okay.
totally treat this like
Oh,
a midnight
yeah.
show. Yeah, we don't hold back on this.
Tell them what we were speaking about earlier, Tony.
I was telling you how
Scooby-Doo.
Sandy LaPel showed us her breasts
Well,
live on this show, and
I'll mention that this evening, tomorrow evening when I see
yes,
it.
tell her I enjoyed it very much.
Patty LaBelle?
Oh, imagine that. No, it's a girl named Sandy. She's a friend of ours, and she's been in here a few times. But back in the old days when I had two co-hosts, Sandy was in here and she joined us, and I don't remember how it happened or how it came about, but something about her breasts came up in conversation. So she stood behind the cameras, so pretty much by those sliding glass doors, and she lifted her shirt, and we saw her breastises,
Wow.
and it was lovely.
You naughty girl, Sandy.
And that's why we love her, because she's naughty.
Get her on the phone.
Well, she wasn't there last night, right? Sandy?
No, she wasn't.
No.
One of her dear little dogs is
that's right. I heard
very,
something
very
about that.
unwell, and I think she's nursing the dog.
Yep.
So good luck with that, Sandy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Edmund, your wife's name, is it Patricia or Patricia?
Patricia Ann, and
So it's Patricia.
I'll tell you a story about that, right?
Well, the reason why I ask, I'm sorry to interrupt, but my girlfriend's name is Patricia. I call her Patricia.
Right.
I think it's more stronger. But am I saying it incorrectly?
Well, if she doesn't mind and you say it like that,
No,
that's lovely.
she doesn't mind. No.
But my sister who died was called Patricia. So I'll tell you a coincidence, right? When I met Pat, she's called Pat. My sister was called Tricia, and I met this other lady called Pat, right? So the coincidence was they were all called Patricia Ann, and Ann spelt without an E.
Mm-hmm.
They were all born in 1949.
Wow.
I married one. I was a brother to the other one, and I was a golf doubles partner to the other one.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, what a coincidence that is. 3 Patricia Anns in my life. And Tricia, my sister, sadly deceased now.
Yeah.
So I still live with my wife, but I bumped into Pat Tatas, the golfing one, a few weeks ago, and I hadn't seen her for 10 years or so.
Oh, wow.
And it was lovely to see her. But so
My
and
first.
they're all called Patricia. We say Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah. What do you use? Patricia?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard it that way. I know Patricia.
Any Patricia I've known, I call her Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble even saying it. Patricia.
Patricia.
Sounds like a disease, doesn't it?
It kind of does, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it gets abbreviated. Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trisha.
Trisha. Yeah.
Tricia.
Trish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't say
Trish.
Trisha, do you?
Her mother calls her Trisha.
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 That's
Yeah.
like Arthur Treacher's.
Arthur Treacher's.
That was a fish and chips place, a famous fish
Yeah.
and chips place. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me on about fish and chips.
Oh,
We've got the best fish and chips in Britain.
I'm
where
sure,
I live.
yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. South Shields is a place by the... I'm only 10 minutes away from the seaside. Fish and chips. Sacre bleu.
Do you put the malt vinegar on it?
I certainly do. And black pepper. And mushy peas. You got to have mushy peas with.
So you're south, you
Mushy
said?
peas.
You're South Shore?
Mushy peas.
No, we're on the...
What?
we're on the coldest coast in Britain, the northeast coast of
Oh,
England.
really?
Oh, the northeast.
So you
coast.
see the weather on British TV, and it has the temperatures around the country.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, it's lovely in London and it's lovely everywhere, but on the northeast coast of England, it'll be 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah,
You get the
okay.
cold wind coming
Yeah.
off. But it's sort of not 50 miles from the Scottish border.
Okay.
So we're on the east coast of England.
Right. Okay.
If you went due east from the River Tyne, which is my local river, you'd
Right.
end up in Germany, which is the little part of Germany between Holland and Denmark. On
Yeah,
that coast.
I got you.
So that's due east from where I live.
Okay.
I lived in Germany for 3 years.
I'm going to Germany to see a man called Elio Pace in March.
Oh, he's playing in Germany.
He's branching out. He's
Wow,
Yeah, he's
where-
all over
where in
Europe these
Germany?
days.
He's playing lots of places. I'm going to Cologne. He's playing Hamburg,
Cologne.
Munich, Cologne, a few places I can't remember the name of. But what I will say, Elio's a friend of mine and Tony's, more so personally with Tony, but this guy is the definitive Billy Joel artist in Europe now. And I've predicted for many years, when and if Billy retires, Elio's on the up now, and he's branching out in Europe now.
Yeah.
He's filling out bigger venues. He played the London Palladium recently.
Yeah.
You told me that.
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
And honestly, I mean, for any artist of any ilk to play the Palladium is a huge honour.
Yeah, I've said it on here that to play London Palladium, for those of you who don't know, that's like playing maybe Radio City
Wow.
Music Hall here. Yeah.
So my prediction is that when Billy stops playing or gives up, Elio is going to capture the market in Europe. So it's he's got great management looking after him now.
How old is Elio?
Elio, I think he's 10 years younger man. He's 56.
He's
Oh, so
he's
he's-
younger than that. Well, no, you're right. He's 56. Yes.
Oh, so he's fairly young.
Yeah.
Michael, I think Elio is going to branch out and get bigger and bigger. And when Billy stops, he's going to attract more people.
And his
This
voice
guy-
is still strong.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's brilliant.
Yeah.
This guy's a
Fantastic.
great artist in his own right.
Yes.
But he's surrounded with talented guys in his band.
Yeah.
And they are tight.
You told me
They
that
are-
the band is.
I love
Oh, the
watching
band is fantastic.
Yeah.
His bass player is the guy Neil Fairclough, who's currently Queen's bass player.
Right.
Which that tells you right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're all that level. There's
Yeah.
these guys, like the sax player has played with Tom Jones.
It's Frank Walden.
Yeah.
Frank.
A lot of these guys are they
Wow.
play professionally with other people. Yeah.
So they're top tier musicians.
Absolutely.
World class
Yes.
musicians. Yeah.
Theater musicians like the West End, right?
The West
that's
End.
that's like our equivalent to Broadway. They call
Yeah.
it the West End.
West End
Some
is
of these
actually
guys are-
higher than Broadway. Believe it or not. In
Really?
the theater world, absolutely.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Broadway shows are usually born on the West End.
That I knew, but I
Yeah,
thought that's
yeah.
why. I thought they were like ironing out the kinks so they could bring it to
Oh,
Broadway.
no,
That's
no,
really what I
no,
thought.
No, absolutely. not.
Really?
Yeah. The West End is the cream of the crop.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll double check that with Elio. I don't believe him.
So there you go. That's Mr. Pace, Elio Pace.
Yeah.
A fantastic musician and a lovely guy.
August
Nice.
August 3rd, ladies and gentlemen, you go to BBC Radio, so you can go on their website. BBC Radio, August 3rd. That is when they're broadcasting Elio's. No, not from. Was it from the Palladium?
Well, given my no, it's not. I can't remember, but it's. I was at the show. It was at Bloomsbury Theatre.
Yes, I knew I didn't have that right. Yeah, so they recorded the show and they're broadcasting it Saturday, August 3rd. So that's what, a week and a half away. So I think our time will probably be around noon that the show will be broadcast. But if you can't listen to it, it'll be available on their website for 30 days. So
On the BBC website?
BBC Radio, BBC
can I
One.
catch-
What's it called?
I've got it on my phone. It's BBC Sounds.
BBC Sounds.
Sounds,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, Google BBC Sounds, and you'll find it come August 3rd. So very excited for that, and very happy for Elio with that. So yeah, so that's cool. And you mentioned earlier did you say earlier that you like blues? That you listen to
No,
blues?
I'm not really into blues.
Oh, I
but
thought you said that
I like rock music. I like covers. I love REM.
Oh, wow.
I love all the. I'll tell you a story. I went to see Billy at Boston at Fenway, and I was walking around.
Wow, nice.
I didn't know historically Fenway was this sort of what we would call a listed building.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I was walking
yeah.
around and I had a Billy Joel T-shirt on. I was on a reconnaissance mission for the following evening, and some guy come up and he's American brogue. He says, "Hey man, what you doing? He's not on until tomorrow night." Something like that, you know.
That was your American accent, right there.
That was me Boston accent. I says, he says, "There's a band on tonight." I says, "Oh, who's on the night?" He says, I don't know. So I went in the box office. Excuse me, who's the band that's playing tonight? And it was The Who.
Oh, wow.
I says, the Who's
Oh
on here
my
tonight.
God.
So
Wow.
I then decided I wasn't going anywhere.
Yep.
So I hung around Fenway all day, went in the bar, had something to eat, got on the lash, and bought a ticket off the
Rowing
scalper,
the
right?
lash.
So I was on the lash.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket off the scalper, and I went to the Who concert with the Billy Joel T-shirt on. But I met these crazy guys from upstate New York, up Main Way,
Yeah.
right? And they were big, burly fireman types and that. And they were saying, I was off on a few beers, talking shit like I do, and they were saying, "Hey, you're a funny little man." But we're,
Funny little man.
he says, we're coming here tomorrow night. I'm coming with my daughter. Can I meet you here tomorrow night? I said, "Oh, aye, champion." So anyway, I went to the concert in my shorts, my Billy Joel T-shirt. Had a fantastic night.
Yeah.
Who were brilliant.
The Who
Had a
was
full-blown orchestra.
Oh,
Brilliant.
yeah. Oh, so this was 2019.
That's correct, yeah.
Wow,
It was
only
around
5 years
September
ago.
sometime.
Wow.
Next night, I'm at Fenway again, and I met these guys in the pub, and they come in. So I'm in there, and I met Kevin Mocker.
Oh, yeah.
I met Kevin, and I met Les Mocker, his brother.
Yep.
So we won the drink, me, Kevin, and Les, and all that, and we had a great time. I was talking to all these daft people from the night before, getting warmed up on this sauce. We call this sauce, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm getting warmed up, and this couple come and say, "Oh, would you like to go to the bar and get in?" He said, "Oh, aye. Thanks very much," and all that, you know. He says, I says, "Oh, you going to the concert?" He says, "Oh, my friend plays in the band." I says, "Oh, Billy's band." He says, "Aye." He says, I says, "Who is it?" He says, "Oh, Carl Fisher." I says, "Oh, I met Carl a little while ago in London." I had a photograph taken, so I showed him the photo.
Carl is Billy's trumpet player.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I showed him the photograph of myself with Carl. He says, "I'm going to phone him up." So he phoned Carl up. He said, "Hey, I'm talking to a guy from England called Edmund Woods here." And he said, "Oh, how are you doing?" Anyway, we went in and we were at the first base. And Carl come walking in.
Oh, wow.
"Hey, Edmund," gives a cuddle like that. you
Nice.
know. And I think his name was Mike Callahan, not Mike Callahan. Anyway, true enough, Carl had supplied them with tickets. And we went in and we had a great time. I had my own ticket, you know.
Yeah, right.
But again, it's getting back to my friendships and how you meet people and
Right.
interact with these people.
Yep.
And I had the most wonderful time with Kevin and Les Mocker.
Yep.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I have a question. It might be a little controversial.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, I love controversy.
Elio, Mike Del Judas.
What? Which do you prefer?
Yeah. And I know you're kind of friends with both. Well, I know you're very good friends with Elio. But in popularity, who's more popular?
In popularity.
Well, have you watched Mike?
I've seen Mike a few times. Yeah, I love Mike. I remember once going on the internet and I was looking for like American tribute bands, and I seen this band, Big Shot.
Right. Yeah, Big Shot. Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I thought, these guys are good, right? So I've got to see them. And I think I said to Mike once, I said, "Listen, I would travel across the Atlantic to see you guys. That's how good you are." Okay? And I was genuine.
Yeah.
But as you well know, Michael's a fantastic artist in his own right. But the question you asked is, you can't answer that question. They're both super talented musicians and artists.
Yeah.
I happen to think Michael Del Judas has got one of the best voices I've ever heard.
Yes.
I've asked
Wow,
him, when he used to
really?
do his
I agree with that.
Wow.
live on the Porsche, I used to send a message and ask him to sing a song called Music by John Miles. You know, music was my first love. That song.
Yes.
And he's never done it. And I think Mike would sing that brilliantly. I really, really do. But I haven't heard him sing it. Are you listening, Mike? Sing it, please. I'd love it. But they're both extremely, extremely talented. And I wouldn't.
Music is My Love by who?
Music. It's called Music. John Miles.
John Miles.
He's an English. He died a couple of years ago. He's from my hometown of Jarrow. A world-class artist from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He toured with Tina Turner for lots and lots of years.
Oh,
I
very
think he was
nice.
sort of a musical director for her as well.
Oh.
Right.
And the name of that song was what? Music?
It's called Music, but it's
Music.
known as Music Was My First Love.
Is he a keyboard player?
It will be my life.
No. He's a guitar player, right?
Who's that?
John Miles.
Oh, he
Guitar?
played guitar, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
And piano. Very talented musician.
I'm trying to. I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm just. That's what I'm asking. I'm trying to picture
Michael,
the right
you'll
guy.
know the song. It's a great song.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna say that Del Judas is more popular because he's in Billy's band.
Oh yes.
So I think to answer that question, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
because he's in Billy's band, that makes him more popular.
I see.
As far as now, if you take that out of the equation, I would say they're equally as popular because Elio become so popular in Europe,
Yeah.
where Mike is so popular in
Here.
New York.
Yeah.
Now, if you switch them, you send Del Judas over there. Other than being in Billy's, so the diehard Billy Joel fans will know Mike over there in England because he's in Billy's band. Outside of that, I don't think they would know his name. Same over here. Nobody knows
Right.
who Elio is unless
Yeah.
they watch this show because I talk about him almost every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's equal. But Mike, his
But
voice
Mike
is unbelievable.
What do you mean he's in Billy Joel's band? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, in 2013, Billy asked Mike to actually be in his band. He's been playing with Billy Joel since
But he
2013.
plays the piano, right?
And Big Shot he does. With Billy, he plays rhythm guitar and he backs Billy up. Like he'll sing a lot of the same stuff as Billy because Billy's up in age. He can't sing
Yeah,
as good.
yeah.
So Mike will sing the same lines as Billy in a lot of
Oh,
parts
yeah.
to help Billy out. Yeah, he's been doing it since
Yeah,
2013.
Wow.
They sang more. Billy was able to sing more songs, and you wouldn't know Mike was coming in on the vocals. He enhanced Billy's, back catalogue repertoire with songs he wouldn't normally sing.
Yeah.
He's been a marvelous addition to the band. I'll tell you a story about Mike when he first joined the band and all that. He played at Wembley Stadium, and obviously I read all the British press, the critics after the show, and somebody wrote on this guy in the band, a bald-headed guy, this bruiser,
This bruiser.
the bruiser, and I thought, this bruiser. So I wrote a letter and I said, listen, this bruiser you're talking about is one of the nicest, most gentle,
He is
genuine
a
guys
very
you'll
nice
ever
man.
meet. And I think your use of the word bruiser was the wrong adjective to describe
Right.
him.
Yes.
And I, because anyone who knows him knows what a nice guy he is.
Yeah. So you actually wrote a
He's
letter.
anything but a bruisey.
Wow.
I just wrote a letter. It didn't get published, but
Right.
I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah.
And, no, seriously. You
Yeah,
got to
no, I
fight
hear
your
you.
corner for your mates,
Yeah.
Before I forget, talk about the hat.
The cap.
Yeah.
This cap.
It's a great cap.
It's got a story, this cap, because I bought this cap in 2018 in York in the United Kingdom from a Christmas market. And 2 days later I flew to New York to come and see Billy at Nassau Coliseum. In Newcastle Airport I left the hat and I went through security and I had to go back out to reclaim it, so it was meant to be, and go through security again and almost miss my flight. Anyway, to cut the story short, I went with Regina D and Vanessa Brown, friends from around here, to Oyster Bay, and we went to see 20th Century Cycles, and we were just perusing around the motorbike shop like you do, and one of the ladies says, now listen, if you see the little fella with a baseball cap on, don't look excited,
Right.
remain calm and all that.
Yeah.
And I was just acting to go, I'm not really into motorbikes, things like that, I was mooching about, and I turned around and I seen Billy sitting there talking to this very tall guy, and I turned around and I went, I used an expletive here, fucking hell, stay calm, he's in, Billy's fucking in, right? I was flabbergasted. I never thought I'd ever get to see Billy, meet him. Anyway, we waited and waited and waited, what seemed an eternity for the tall gentleman to get lost, and I was petrified that Billy was going to get up and just walk out the back. As it happens, he stayed there, and trying not to be like a crazy fan, I just said, oh hello Bill, I know you like to be called Bill, would you mind if I had a photograph with you? I've come all the way from England for the show at Nassau on New Year's Eve. So we got a photograph, and then later on Trisha, his assistant who worked in the shop, says, would you like me to take a photograph of myself, Vanessa and Regina with Billy? So Billy was just sitting at the desk, and just before she took the photograph, I said, well, you wear my cap, Billy, and I'll wear yours. So I stuck this hat on Billy's head, and we posted it on Facebook, etc. and all that. And instantly Mike Stutz picked up on it. I don't think the Americans had seen Billy in a flat cap sort of thing like that. And Mike used it as the banner head for a little while for Billy Joel, completely retooled. So the hat now, I only ever wear it when I go to Billy Joel, Elio Pace, or anything to do with Billy's songs, or like now. And then it goes back. It goes back in it. So this hat now is treasure.
That is a treasure.
And I've got a photograph of Billy wearing my hat. And honestly, so it's just a cap.
That's a great picture.
Oh, where did you get that from? That's the picture. I was shocked. I didn't look very happy. And Billy was probably thinking, who's this knacker? But we got talking about musicians from where I'm from. And Billy, he's a great mimic, and he does accents and all that. He said Brian Johnson was sitting there. So Brian Johnson's from
AC/DC
in Gateshead, from AC/DC. I actually live in Gateshead now. So, and he talked about Sting and Eric Burden, things like that. So, I don't know where you got that photo, Tony, but that is this hat.
It's
and I
Facebook.
got the photo with Billy with it on. Stutz has got it, Mike Stutz.
Wow.
I got that on Facebook.
Yeah, it'll be there. It's on the Retool website.
Yeah, that's where I found it. Yeah.
And I've got that hat, the Oyster Bay hats from the American Italian Club. I've got a few of them, but everybody thinks mine is Billy's hat. It's not actually that hat, but I have a photograph of myself with that cap on. There, and that there is my meeting with my hero.
Now, where was that picture?
That was in
taken?
20th Century Cycles. I had always thought if I ever got to meet Billy Joel, I would love it to be at a bar where we could have a drink.
Yeah.
So, and just relax and talk shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm good at talking shit. But I was, that was totally unexpected. And I had so many things I wanted to say, but I couldn't say them.
Oh, yeah.
But he's such a regular guy. He made us so relaxed, and
yeah,
he was absolutely lovely. He's lovely. He's a lovely fella. The host disappeared.
What? The host disappeared.
Oh, we're finished, have we?
I guess we're in charge.
We're in charge. Well, you tell me about your life, Michael.
Oh, my goodness. Tony and I have been performers in murder mysteries. That's how we met nearly 25 years ago.
Really?
So I've been an actor basically my whole life.
Okay.
But like you, I had a regular blue-collar job.
Yeah.
So it was always my dream.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Sill. How are you?
Good morning. Morning.
Good to see you.
How you doing, man?
Hello,
Right?
Edmund.
Edmund, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate. Nice to meet you. Thanks.
How you guys doing?
We've been talking shite for an hour and a half.
Yeah, talking shite.
I
love that.
There he is. Here's the man, the main man.
You left us in charge.
Yeah, well, I heard Don knocking on the door, so I had to go get him. And we have some other people are working their way back here as well. So we have a few surprises. So Don Sill is here, ladies and gentlemen. Don Sill,
everybody.
meeting. What? What are you pointing at? Oh, Don. Yeah. This.
Oh yeah.
That's
My
become my
cube,
thing.
my
Whenever I say Don Sill, I show the picture.
It's a great picture of us.
It really is.
It is.
One of my favorites.
So this is the first time you and Mike are meeting in person, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
We only had the Zoom call.
I think we met at his wedding, at Tony's wedding.
At the wet. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Wow.
That's when you had hair back then. And
We all, well,
yes.
yeah, we both
Yeah,
did.
we
Yeah.
both did.
26 years ago, yeah. Now, Edmund comes from England.
Nice.
You have family from England.
Huddersfield, Yorkshire. Yeah.
Unbelievably, I drove my sister to Huddersfield a few weeks ago.
Oh no way!
that's
Huddersfield.
funny.
Yes,
Is it?
Huddersfield.
Well,
That's my family. The Sill name is they're all from, and there's still Sills there in Huddersfield. So
I worked on the football ground there 20 years ago.
that's a great
I was
stadium.
an elevator engineer, and at the
My
time
dad's an.
I was just about to say
my
that.
whole
Yeah.
Sill line is elevator people.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I
Wow.
installed lifts in the football stadium when they built a new stadium.
Very cool.
So,
Yeah.
There you go.
God,
It's
it's
such a
awesome.
small
It's
world.
a
isn't
small
it?
world.
I know. I couldn't wait to throw that in.
My
to
cousin,
get you guys to meet.
my cousin played on the second team at Huddersfield.
All right.
Yeah,
okay,
so I have
all right.
Huddersfield.
What does that mean? The second
Blue and white stripes.
Yeah, blue and white stripe
Oh, like
kit.
the
I have
second
it.
string
Yeah,
kind of
and me and my brother were going to get the their logo tattooed to us.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what does that mean? Second team, like the minor league team, or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
I didn't know
you,
what the
you got
second
like
team.
the main team, and then you got your second team and all that stuff. And we got the kit. You know, they call the jersey a
right.
kit there. And we got,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got the kit.
I got extremely drunk there in 1974 because my team played there.
Which is
in
your team now?
Newcastle United.
Oh,
So
Newcastle.
for the promotion game.
Yeah, that I got
So
really
we
drunk
took
in
over the Huddersfield
1974.
ground, but we were on the, as we say, on the hoy all day.
They
We were extremely drunk.
the
but Newcastle
fans,
won.
yeah, the fans are definitely intense over there. I remember one of them. There was different kind of gestures that they do. One of
Oh,
them,
yeah.
they would held their nose and they went like this or something like that.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then they do this with the two fingers.
Of the obscene kind.
Yeah. So we were learning that, and luckily it was a home game, so we weren't, you know.
What's the football team that sings "You'll Never Walk Alone"?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Celtic also sing it in Scotland, but originally Liverpool sang it. But I used to watch the football a lot in the 70s, and in English soccer or football, as I call it, football violence was rife, and it was a very, very, very
The hooligans.
violent.
Yeah.
And it was a very dangerous time. I used to travel to London to watch Newcastle, and you were taking your life in your hands, really, because
They would fight, and like,
it was
it was
nasty.
heavy
People
duty.
have died in stadiums.
Were you part of one of
During
those groups?
football
Were you
team.
part of a gang, like a little group?
Well, I was at the back.
Yeah.
No, I
watch it?
done a lot of ducking and diving to keep.
Yeah.
I once went to Manchester United alone, and they were singing, "You're going home in an effing ambulance."
Wow.
And
yeah.
I thought all these people, like 10,000 people, were saying it just to me. I was petrified.
They have a similar song when the Yankees play the Red Sox.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Oh,
Look
what's
at
this?
that.
He's actually
Look at
rocking
I
the
forgot
shirt,
to
right?
show you that, Tony.
But-
this is, Eric Fellon.
Oh,
Yes.
My hero, Eric Fellon.
He's been in here.
He wears the number plate, the Billy Joel fan thing, all signed and all that.
Right.
So this is my sort of Mickey take. I will now wear this when I go to see Billy now. This is my.
There you
This
go.
is my number plate.
The Empire
What
State.
do you call it? License plate.
License
So
plate,
mine's
right,
Billy.
right.
That's
So
great.
I shall have this on tomorrow night.
You know, it's
Very
funny.
nice.
My girlfriend gets annoyed when people call me. Well, anybody ever tell you look like Billy Joel when I have a baseball hat?
Yeah.
She gets annoyed.
She gets annoyed, and
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
She's like, "Do you realize that he's almost 75 years old?"
My wife's 75. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, but they're saying he
He's
looks
saying
like a
he-
75-year-old
Oh,
man.
You look like you're older.
But
You
Tony,
know.
I don't know how old Michael is.
59.
You don't look a day over 58, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, you're full of shite.
Yeah, we're good at talking shit, eh?
Yeah, I was looking forward when I heard about the elevator. I was like, oh, wait till Don gets here.
Yeah. My whole, my grandfather, my father, my uncles were all elevators.
Oh, yeah.
And it ended kind of with me. My dad got me into the union, the elevator union here in New York, and I lasted like 2 or 3 days. And then
Look
I
who's
quit
here. My
Yep,
dear
surprise.
friend, Regina.
We have another surprise for Edwin.
My
Edwin,
Australian friend.
Come on in.
Come on in, guys.
And
So-
they're rocking Billy Joel shirts as well.
Yep. Come, have a seat on the couch.
Nice.
Have a seat on the couch.
Tony,
On the couch.
This is
We'll get you on
Regina,
camera.
Regina DeMarco, my crazy driver. And,
How are you?
and also Scott Linsell from Sydney,
Oh,
Australia.
yes.
Hello, dear friend.
Right.
see
From
you,
Sydney, huh?
Oh,
How you doing?
what a
I am.
Nice to meet you, Don.
Nice to meet you.
Michael.
what a surprise. Hello, darling.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. I was singing your praises earlier.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I'll fix that.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Don. Don. Like Donald Duck.
Like Donald
Like
Duck.
That's why I say Donald Duck and windowsill, because my last name's Sill, so windowsill you can't forget.
We have microphones, like headsets, like I have. If you want, grab a pair. Let's chat. Tell us.
I have such a ratty voice.
Oh, stop it.
That sounds great on radio, though. It does.
So tell us, how much of a pain has Edmund been to you while he's here?
Am I supposed to hear you through here?
You should.
Can you hear me now?
I
Talking?
can hear you, but not.
Good enough. Then don't worry about it.
So is my mic okay?
We can hear you
Mike.
just
I can hear
fine.
you, Mike,
Perfect.
on mine.
Yep.
How much is Edmund in pain? Well,
Constantly.
Scott and I just discussed punishment for Edmund for what he did to me yesterday.
Wow, what
Now you're talking
Not
his
only
language,
did
though.
he tell me I was allowed
He
to
wouldn't
drive
say that.
once,
I love
he
pain.
must have said it at least 50 times.
Well, he
What did
probably
he
thinks
say?
you're driving on the wrong side of the road.
That's right, on the wrong side of the car as well.
Right,
So.
I said there's only one way to reel Edmund in, and we need to get him like a bark collar, like a dog.
Oh, yes, please, I hope so.
And so when he's running around like crazy, you just give him a 50-watt zap in the neck.
Oh, just a little zap.
Show him the example.
But I said this while Regina was driving down the freeway and
The good
almost ran into the
driver,
car in front of her.
Yes, but you have to do that, Scott. You have to be wearing black stockings and suspenders.
I told you you'd like that.
Sorry about that, ladies.
But let Scott show you what it might be like, Edmund.
Oh no! I
What
just
you did.
I was just like, he'll be talking and then all of a sudden.
But that's not what he did. He said, "Oh my God, Billy Joel, yeah."
It's funny you should say that, Scott. Me and Tony had a long chat earlier on, and we were just discussing things like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My role in life is just talking shite. That's what I do.
Oh, yeah.
And I never shut up for an hour.
There you
He
go.
doesn't shut up.
I concur.
But we had some intimate conversation which shall remain private. Right, Tony?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, Edmund, I can still remember some of our conversations
Yes,
from
of
many,
course.
many trips ago. So.
Me too, Edmund.
Well,
Now we've met before, no?
I feel like we have, Tony, and
think we
I'm
have.
trying to remember where. It's
Yeah.
one of the numerous trips over here.
Okay, so you've taken a bunch of trips here too.
Yep,
Okay,
you bet.
very nice. And what was it? Australia? You're from?
Originally 20 years ago,
Oh, okay. Where are you now?
Seattle.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
normally try to fly across a couple of times a year.
So you're here
This
to
is
see Billy Joel tomorrow evening?
Correct, yeah.
Wow.
This is my fourth show this year.
Very nice.
Wow.
After seeing
What does that say on the
Billy
bottom?
and Sting
Right.
in San Diego.
Which and they're playing
Wow.
again soon. But
Yeah.
what is that? Your shirt say on the bottom there?
Back.
Back on the island.
Oh, back on the island.
I
Okay.
think maybe it was a knockoff at the Coliseum or something. I don't even know where I
That's a
got
cool
this
shirt.
shirt.
Have
so
you guys gone to the Billy Joel Museum?
That's where we're going.
They're going today. That's why they're here to grab them because they're
right,
shooting out there.
exactly,
very
right.
cool.
We thought you'd be finished with
Where's
them.
that?
Oh, are we holding you up?
No.
You sure?
No, they've come to
it's
pick me
open-
up.
it's
Yeah, they
op-
come to get you.
It's open
I'm
till
going nowhere
6.
till I'm kicked out the door.
Do you remember the song called "They're Coming to Take Me Away"?
Aha, yee-ho.
That's the one.
Yes, but I always remember when I was a youngster at college, and the guy said, he was an eccentric guy, this guy, and he was choking on the board, and he said, the difference between the mad people in the asylum is they don't know they're mad. He says, but I know I'm mad. And I'm mad, but I'm Mad Eddie. But
Mad Eddie.
I'm also schizophrenic, pretending, no offense to anybody who is schizophrenic. But I have deep conversations
You turn it
with
off and
myself.
on.
Oh, yeah. But it's all part of it.
We got
It's
normal
all
Eddie
enough.
today so far.
Right, exactly. When you get on stage, everything changes.
Oh, everything.
I was telling Mike earlier that when I first met Edmund back in October, you probably remember I went to England for a day. And then I came back.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to go with you, right?
That there was a possibility of you come with
Right,
me.
yeah.
So that's the first time we met in person. But he, knocked a few back, and he was literally like jumping up and down. He couldn't believe. I don't think you knew I was going to be there, or
No,
did
I
you?
didn't. It was a complete surprise.
He was literally jumping up and down and getting all excited. And the people he were with, they're like, "We're leaving. Can you stop? Because we're leaving." Yeah, sorry, nice to meet you, but and they're physically trying to grab him and pull him out of the place.
Tony, you needed a bark collar.
Yeah, you needed a zapper. Yeah.
You should have seen him at the warehouse last night.
Was he bouncing all over the
Same,
place?
yeah.
Really?
And then
Wow.
we went to the Wonton Inn,
Yes.
and I'm the driver,
Yep.
and I'm like, Edmund, and he's yakking with these women. Edmund, I'm leaving now. You'll have to walk.
Oh, that's right. When we came out last night.
Oh, how about that? You remember?
I was actually shocked. 8 o'clock this morning, I see him posting on Facebook. I was shocked he was awake.
He probably didn't sleep a wink
No,
either
not much,
last
no.
night.
I am hyperactive.
How did he rope you in to babysit him while he's here like this? Is he paying you a lot of money?
We actually met at the 2018 show, the
Okay.
100th show.
Oh, wow.
And we became friends just ever since. So, and I like to reach out to the people that come from afar and
very nice.
just show them around because
Nice.
they all just want to see, like,
Yeah, sure.
I'm local. I don't
Right.
care where Billy Joel lives and,
Right,
what
Hicksville,
restaurant
yeah,
he
right.
lives
Where are
in,
you?
know.
Where are you?
I live in Woodbury,
Oh,
but
okay.
I lived in Massapequa most of my life. Could
You
tell
moved
I'm
away from
local?
All American?
Yeah.
How can you move away from All
Well,
American?
guess what? I still go back to All
Of
American.
course, as you should. As you should.
Oh, that's the burger
I
joint,
do.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
It's
don't have to
still
holler
there,
at me.
so-
Still there, classic.
tell you what,
It's
though,
a
the-
staple of Long Island.
the whole Billy relationship with different fans around
Yeah.
what Regina's talking about. I was in when was that, Edmund? I was traveling around Europe in 2019, I think it was.
All right, yeah.
And I had a flight that went through his hometown, and I said, "Hey, I've got 3 hours layover
Yeah.
in Newcastle." So he picks me up right outside the front of the terminal, takes me for a spin around the city for 2.5 hours, and drops me back at the airport, and that was it.
That's
Nice.
actually how I met. That's how I met Elio for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
nice.
was coming. He was in the city, but he was going somewhere on Long Island. He was stopping at Hicksville, coming off the train station, stopping at Hicksville. He goes, "I'll be in Hicksville for an hour or two. If anybody wants to come meet me." I had a half hour to spare, so I went and we talked for a half hour, and that's where it all started. And then off he went. And now
We
he
kind
can't
of
get
all
rid of me.
met each other on the Facebook page that's called Billy Joel Completely Retold.
Right? Yeah, Mike.
Stutz has been watching.
He's been watching. Yeah.
Oh, Stutz is watching.
Stutz
Yep.
is-
Well,
shout out to Stutz.
Stutz messaged me and told me to, like, make a little reference here.
Shout out
really?
to Stutz.
Well,
Shout out to Stutz.
We've-
That's
he's,
sorry,
Stutz.
he's been in here. Mike Stutz. Yeah. He's been
Yeah,
in here.
Nice.
good guy.
Getting back to what Scott said there, all this friendship. I forgot what I was going to say again. It's the old days kicking in again now.
I'll give you a zap.
Oh, no,
Hang
no,
on.
no. Honestly, I forgot. Oh, start again. Jesus Christ almighty.
We're talking about Stutz.
Stutz has been in here. Captain Jack has been in here.
Oh,
God
I met
rest
Jack.
his
I met
soul.
Jack.
Jack
What a
was
guy.
he was a good
God
man.
bless, man.
What a
Yeah.
man.
But it's we all look after one another, and
Yeah.
the friendships. Honestly, I mean, where would you meet a guy from Sydney who lives in Seattle and then
Right.
go to Mexico City with
Yeah.
and share
Yeah.
a room with? Me and Scott done that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
but we're talking about
Don't
the
give all our
friendships.
secrets away.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, don't mention the feather dust on that. But,
A lot of batteries used that weekend.
I actually went to England.
It's like
to
a
the
crime scene in
northeast
there.
of England.
I'm sorry. You went
No,
to
no,
England?
you guys were
You
laughing.
need the
just-
blue
I
light.
think-
We're
I
being
went-
perverts. Sorry.
Yeah.
Edmund, you talk too much. I went to England and met Edmund's family too,
Oh,
and
very
they're
nice.
all lovely. And
Yeah.
he took me around to the sites of, the northeast of England. It's actually very similar to Long Island, I thought, because
Really?
we went to lighthouses.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, it's like
the
in the water,
water's
yeah.
So
there.
you're all
Sure.
disappointed. You're like, I could have stayed home for this shit.
There's a lot of connections for us here too, because there's a town called Washington, which had to do with George Washington.
ancestral home of George Washington. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very,
Wow.
it's
Seattle.
beautiful
Very
in the
good.
northeast of England. Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I went to northeast of England with Elio. Went to Scotland, and I
Yeah.
mean, it's just
Yeah.
beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The friendships we've forged, like I said earlier, with the Elio Pace fans, we know one another. We've met many times.
Right.
But, these guys are like family to me now, honestly.
That's
and it's
great.
all because it's not just Billy Joel. It's bigger than that. Billy Joel is Billy Joel and massive. But his wings spread around the world, and it's not just friends. It's love and it's compassion.
Right.
We generally care for one another. We take an interest in one another.
Well,
And
we
it's
were-
a wonderful. It's so nice. It's just
Right.
so nice.
We were talking before we went on the air. Before anybody else got here, it was just you and me still were here, and that's what we were saying. You get you throw away the political garbage, and you just people are just people for the most part, and that we're all just everyday slobs, and we just want to go see a show, go watch a game, just and enjoy the people around us. And really, that's what it all comes down to. Man.
My grandma used to say, "Listen, Bunny lad, it's nice to be nice."
Right.
In life,
Yeah.
if it's as simple as that. Because what goes around comes around.
Right.
If you're nice to people, nice things happen to you. Nice
Absolutely.
people talk to you.
Laws of attraction.
And
Yeah.
It's
The,
just like
effect, the warmth I felt last night, Scott.
Yeah.
You'll find out yourself tomorrow night. The people who come and approached me last night, I was.
Yeah,
I was-
it's a common
honestly,
theme
I
that's
was
brought us
deeply
all
moved.
together.
Oh, it's
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
It is.
Edmund's like a celebrity here on Long Island.
We've
Now
been- we've been
everyone
talking
wants
about
to
that,
meet
yeah.
Edmund, so
Yep.
if they haven't
There you
already.
What a shame, eh?
I think most of them have already because he's always talking to them. Yeah.
Right, that's right. He doesn't stop.
Sorry, I don't know where I got that from. I'm quite a shy person, really.
Oh yeah, we can tell.
Beneath it all, this is just a front, you know.
It is cool though that Billy Joel's the core that brought all you guys
yeah.
together.
It is kind of cool.
You know, that's
And he's local.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
You know.
local guy,
Yeah.
and but that,
Oh,
that
it's-
it you know it's that love for Billy Joel and his music and all that brought everyone together.
Well,
and
well,
the
and I
community
think
page
that's a-
and then the musicianship and all that other
Right.
stuff.
That's another piece of where we've travelled from all around the world. We would never end up here.
Right.
No
yeah.
offense to your lovely town,
Right.
but we would never end up
Hey,
here.
this is Levittown. What are you
But
talking
whether it's Levittown or Hicksville or Oyster Bay or
Right.
Right.
Sag Harbor, all
Yeah.
these places that we've seen that we grew up with, hearing about
Yeah, yeah.
on the other side of the world, and you're like, oh, that seems so far away.
Yeah.
And then now I've been out here countless numbers of times, and I'm able to see all these places and feel more connected to it. It's great.
Well, and that's that's what I mean. Before we're talking about making the friendships, whether it's Billy Joel or the guys like me who want to go to England to see Liverpool, with the
Right,
Beatles.
yeah.
It's all the same thing. And whether that's what I mean. So whether it's Billy Joel, the Beatles, or a sports team, whatever those common grounds are, it's just the fact that that you can make friends. And to me, that's the important stuff. Not fighting about all the stupid, the stupid.
Yeah, we got to
shit.
focus more on the things that bring us together and less on the things that separate us.
Right,
Yeah,
and then
right.
and I was before you got here, I was saying to Edmund too that it's just the same thing in the comedy scene. You and I, who work at do a lot in the studio, we've made a ton of friends in the comedy scene, and we've had you can't put a price tag on that stuff. We've had a lot of great times here.
Yep.
Like you guys are having great times, going to all these concerts. It's the same thing.
Yeah, music is a universal language,
Right,
though, too.
exactly.
So
Yeah, it is.
It's very special to me, and that links us. The thread, is right there for all of us as well.
Right,
so.
absolutely right.
And all of these people that are not local like I am, they all just want to see, oh, Billy Joel lives here. Oh, Billy Joel stepped on this sidewalk. That kind of thing.
That gets a little freaky to me. I once, and I'll tell you the story about Stutz. Because Mike Stutz, who runs that Billy Joel Facebook page, he's the king of that stuff.
Fabulous.
Billy Joel took a shit in this place. Billy Joel did this.
Right.
So so I took him. I took him to a place in Plainview. There used to be in
My
a town.
house. My house.
My House is the name of the
I
club.
live right near there.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Woodbury up the road.
So I took him there. So you probably know it's now a Lucille Roberts. It's now a gym for women. But Billy Joel in the '60s played at when it was a nightclub. So he used to play there a lot. But Mike wanted to see this. I was like, Mike, it's a gym. Like, what are you going to look at? He goes, I just want to see the spot. So I take him, and he's got the video camera out. And of course, and he's filming me, and I'm like, I don't want to be in this video. But even the Village Green, he talks about the Village Green in the song. So even that, I take him to the Village Green, and this was, I think, in January or something. He's filming the pool in the back. The pool is empty. It's not like, Mike, what are you filming?
Right.
So anyway, so we go to this gym where this nightclub used to be, and he's got the camera, and the gym has a big window. You can see all these women are working out, and there's Mike with the camera.
I don't think he cared that Billy
As
Joel
they're doing
was
squats
there.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, Mike, what are you doing?
Don't give Edmund ideas.
Well, to make this worse, a guy that I know actually, I used to have co-hosts with me on this. Well, two different co-hosts, Eric Shevlin, who also lives near over there. This guy is the ultimate ball buster. And he lives over there, and I'm trying to get Mike to come back to the car. All of a sudden, Eric just happens to pull up. And I'm like, oh, no. And because I just knew, this guy, he's never going to let me live this down. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. And then, sure enough, Mike yelled something to me as he's filming these women in the gym. He yells something. So Eric looks over. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. This guy wanted to film the girls. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
And he still doesn't let me live it down. And I finally said to Mike, Mike, we're going to get arrested if you don't just stop.
Yeah.
So he finally came walking. I hightailed it out of there, man. I was gone. But
we're the same way that if we go to England or Liverpool or whatever, Abbey Road, we want to cross Abbey Road.
But
we wanna
Abbey
take
Road
pictures.
is still Abbey Road.
If I knew a place where
right.
John Lennon may have taken a shit, I'd want to go there. I get, you know what I mean?
If you go to a gym and you see Yoko Ono working out, you're not going to want video.
Definitely not if Yoko's doing. If Yoko's doing sit-ups or something, I don't want to see
Singing
that.
Big Shot.
90-year-old with the drippy tits. You know?
Oh, God.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm sorry.
You were the last one I expected to say.
Me too.
I beg your pardon.
Too much Catholic school here. Sorry.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, my
All right,
God.
so we're just about it's just about time for us to go. So you guys saw Carl Fisher last night. You didn't go last night.
I just
Carl
I
Fisher
flew
was
in
fabulous.
2 hours
He was
ago.
really
Oh,
good.
okay.
So you
wow.
just got here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Been up
So-
36 hours and
Wow.
long way to go.
Wow.
So you're going to the Long Island Music Hall of Fame at Stony Brook to see the Billy exhibit, which I know, Don, you saw.
I was just there a couple months ago. It's awesome,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they fixed the upstairs up, but upstairs is where they do the inductions, but they also have extra
Yeah.
things.
I've been to the exhibit at least
Oh, so-
3
yeah, so
times
you-
because
okay.
everybody that's come from afar, I've taken them there,
It's
and I'm
great.
a member, so
Yeah,
it's
there you
me
go.
in for free.
I
like it.
Did I hear that I think they added a video screen? They're showing like his music videos over and over. or
That was
something?
a one-day thing.
Oh, that was
last
just a one-day
Sunday.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They have all his albums, though. You can put on headphones and listen to
Right,
his
right.
albums.
Oh, yeah?
The exhibit's really cool, you know.
Yeah,
I haven't been
it's
there.
awesome.
Okay.
There's some funny typos on the text, though. You know,
Right.
he went to Fork Lane School.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
the caption says Pork Lane.
Oh, wow.
I knew the girl. In fact, another stud story. I knew the girl that owned his childhood home, like after him,
Oh,
obviously. She just sold it maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Right, for $475,000.
Well,
Some
yes.
exorbitant amount. You
Right.
know.
But she used to write to me. She used to email me all the time. Can you please get on that Billy Joel page and get these people to stop filming my house and
Oh,
get
God.
off my lawn? So I did. I asked Mike, hey, Mike, can you kind of put something out there? And, of course, Mike went the opposite way. He's like, and he posted the address. He's like, please, everybody, go over there. And you know, he's like, right, Tony Walker told me to tell you to go there. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, she had enough. She sold it. Yeah.
There's a McMansion right next to it. We actually just went on that street today because I wanted to show Scott
nice. Oh, really?
the
There you go.
McMansion,
Oh,
not
okay.
Billy's house, but
Yeah.
Billy's house.
It's
is
right there,
anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, this McMansion is so out of place.
Yes,
there.
I know
for
exactly.
all the
I'm only
Levittown
about
kids.
maybe 5 blocks away from there
You
myself.
live in Hicksville?
I
Levittown?
grew up in Hicksville, and I was out for a long time, but now I've been back there for two years now. Yeah,
Ooh, good old Hicksville.
I
like it.
I do. I love.
I'm happy
It is
with
nice
it.
to be back home. I do. I enjoy it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Are you guys upset, though, that Billy moved? He's moving out of state?
No.
You understand? You good with that? I was a
I
little
don't
upset.
think
I mean,
he's going to move permanently. He's still got the house in Sag Harbor. They just
Oh, he didn't
bought
sell
a
that one?
farm in East Hampton.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for
dude.
the horse farm.
Oh, okay, good. Good, because we need him to stay here. He's
Flat leaving bastard.
everywhere you go. He is like the king of Long Island.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like he
He's
is
our
like
local guy.
he's like
Right.
our Bruce Springsteen in Jersey. He's
Right.
like
Right.
Billy is none bigger. So
Right.
you know,
But
I
when
didn't want to
he
see him leave.
announced, when he announced the end of the residency, he said, "I'm not really leaving. I'm just doing
It's okay.
I'm just
You're doing
doing
fine.
what any good Jew does. I'm moving to Florida." So. He said it, not me.
That's right.
Those are his words. That's his quotes.
His words.
Very nice. So all right. So yeah, the museum today, the big show tomorrow, and then what? So and then after the show tomorrow night, then you're
I'm going
Friday
for a
morning.
drink with one or two friends, and I'm going home on Friday evening. I've got a football match to go to on Saturday.
Oh, very nice.
And I got the business class for a very low price, so I kind of turned that down.
Very nice. Yeah.
And I shall be back in the not too distant future.
Oh, okay, good. Maybe, and then I'm going to England next month. So I don't know. Maybe
You mentioned that. Let me know. Keep me
maybe
posted.
I'll,
If I can
figure
get down,
something out.
pop down and see you, I'll do my very best.
Sure.
It would be a pleasure. To see you.
Which Edmund would I get that day?
I never changed. I just talk shit all my life. what you see is what you get.
There
right?
you go.
So that's me. I love me just the way I am. That's it.
Oh, very nice.
You are.
We love you just the way you are,
very
too,
kind.
Edmund.
Don't go changing. Don't go changing.
Thank you very much.
Don't go change.
Oh, see, that's when they start doing the lyrics and that's when you know the show's over. And Don and I got a big day. We're heading out tonight. We're going to see Sammy Hagar up in Connecticut. So
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
I'm very.
Yeah,
do you even know who that is? I mentioned him.
Who,
that,
Connecticut?
Well, no, but Sammy
No,
Hagar.
I'm taking the mic. Sorry, who? Sandy who?
Sammy Hagar.
Hagar.
I've heard the name, but I don't know what he is.
He was a lead singer for Van Halen.
Oh, baby.
Oh, no, I don't know.
But you've heard of Van Halen, I'm assuming.
Oh, Van Halen.
Van Halen.
Oh, yes, of course. I beg your pardon my ignorance.
No problem. But yeah, that's where we're heading tonight to.
Oh, well, have a great time, gents.
Yeah,
Sammy Hagar
Yeah.
solo, I take it.
well, with a
He's got a
band.
good band. He's got
he's got a
Satriani.
good band.
Joe Satriani.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Jason Bonham is playing drums.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
And
No way.
Michael Anthony from Van
Yeah,
Halen
Michael
is playing
Anthony.
bass.
And they're playing. I think it's all Van Halen.
It's like
music?
90% Van Halen
Yeah.
stuff.
Where? Where are you seeing it?
Yeah. The Hartford Health. Yeah,
There
that's
he is.
Sammy Hagar
There's
right there.
Sammy
with
Hagar.
All right,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard of it, yeah.
Hartford Health Amphitheater in Hartford.
Is your buddy going to be taking videos of women exercising?
No, he's
That's my plan.
I know,
That's my plan is to do that.
That'll be me and Don after the show.
Yes, I will
Very
be
nice.
filming Lucille Roberts.
All right, so it is time for us to get out of here. Edmund, this was a pleasure, and it was good to see you.
Yeah.
This was a lot of
Take
fun.
me hand over to you, Tony. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for stopping in and seeing Scott.
Thanks
Good
for
to see
having
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank Don Sill stopping in today. That's always a pleasure.
Awesome.
And no, we'll see you again next Thursday, pal.
Yes, Mike Kaplan.
Next
folks.
Mike
Thursday or
Kaplan.
Wednesday?
What's that?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Did I say Thursday?
You said Thursday.
I meant Wednesday. My apologies.
Okay, thank you.
Next Wednesday, as always, every Wednesday with
You're
Mike
always
Kaplan.
talking shite. Are you on the beer? Are you on the beer?
You're not going to stop saying that now, are
You're
you?
on the beer.
Michael, say how I were.
How about what?
How I were, and what does it mean?
Oh, what? How what?
He explained this to you before we went
Yeah,
on
I
the air.
did.
Oh,
I forgot.
you forgot?
I forgot.
Right, I'll give you one-
Forgot.
I'll give you one more lesson. Right?
Yeah, give me it.
How I were.
How I wubba.
Right, that's not bad. What does it mean?
It's a mixture of a bunch of words. Right? It wasn't that?
Right, you failed. You failed.
I failed.
Yes. Oh, he definitely failed.
Why do you want to join the Secret Service? You keep a secret? Right, then you're in. Come on.
Hiya, howa.
Hiya, how
No, there's only
We
one.
need that bark thing.
Yeah, what's that thing when you need it, right?
How are you?
How are you? Nice
How are
to
you?
meet
Nice to see you.
you. We've gone off on a Geordie tangent here.
All right, yeah, we got to get out of here.
Here's the last one. Halloween shite. Geordie still listen to us. Halloween shite.
Halloween shite.
That means F off.
F off.
Halloween shite.
Are you saying Halloween shite?
No, Hadaway.
Oh, how do we shite?
No, had, H-A-D. Had away in shite.
How do we
Oh.
shite? I
Hard-
even know that.
How do we shite? That
How
means
do we
fuck off.
shite?
So
Fuck
how do
off,
we
get
shite?
How do we shite? Fuck
I'm
off.
gonna
How do
use
we
that.
shite?
I'm gonna start using that. How do we shite?
How do we
How do we
shite?
Yeah, how do we shite?
How do we
How do we
shite?
shite?
How do
No
we
one's gonna
shite?
So if you said something
That's-
like exaggerated and I
It's going to
didn't
be a
believe it,
character,
say,
like the last
"You're
name
full
of
of shit, you
Bob,
have."
how do we shite?
I love
Ah, a character's name in one of our
In
movies.
one of our films. Bob, how do we shite?
Bob, how do we shite?
We've got
Great.
the Long Islanders talking Geordie now.
it. That's great.
All right. So real quick, just before we get out of here, don't forget Governor's Comedy Club, govs.com. Make your reservations. Some great comedy shows. Let's see, this weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow night, don't forget to see Andy Plajanos over there in McGuire's in Bohemia.
Andy, baby.
Kristen Key is here at Governor's. I think that's tomorrow night. Colin Quinn will be here this weekend. Steve Rocco, Travis Grant, DC Benny, Chris Roach will be around. Mike Tanzi, Allison Chadwick, Dan LaRocco, Ivory Fields, Brian Paul. govs.com. Don't forget, we have October 5th is the next show we're producing.
Yep, that's the
the Giggle Room.
what's
That's
it called?
with the Down and Outs
the
with
Down and
Claudia
Outs.
Sherman.
Yes.
I'll be hosting that. Don't forget August 8th. Mark David Hirschman is doing a show here in the main room. I'll be doing a few minutes with that one. Don't forget Knockem Dead Comedy doing our murder mystery shows at the Brokerage September 27th, at McGuire's on December 21st. September 28th, you can see Knockem Dead Comedy in the Giggle Room here. We're doing a night of Triple X Trivia. Be a fun game show night. That's going to be a lot of fun. Go to govs.com to make your reservations to some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see our full schedule as well as information how you can hire us for your event, your
And
corporate
go-
event, your private party, fundraiser, whatever you got. Sorry, Don. Go ahead.
I was going to say, also check out my website, howdoweshite.com. And see all the latest stuff.
Over 21.
And November 5th is our other show that we're producing with Mike Pacelli and Karen Krentz.
And Greg Kritikos.
Greg Kritikos and Johnny McDonald.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, great
So a
show
lot of
coming
great
up.
stuff going on. I was going to talk to you today about the show we just produced this past weekend, but sorry, we're running out of time.
That was a success.
I did show some pictures yesterday.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're out of here. Today is Wednesday, so that's it for the station today. But please, on Facebook, please follow the page. On YouTube, please subscribe and share the links and all the social media stuff. But we'll be back here tomorrow. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm back here with my brother Frank tomorrow at 11 a.m. And he's bringing in a lovely guest whose name I don't remember. But it'll be a great show anyway. And Circling the Drain tomorrow night at 7. All here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Once again, thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Have a great time at the concert at the Hall of Fame today. And enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right.
Guys, thanks.
We are out of here. See you guys later.